In fact, we have another breaking update coming in. Let's have a look. Well, so even as we are learning, today's day 38 of the war, and we are learning that loud blasts were heard across UAE. And they were intercepted as well. This is the latest we are learning as far as attack on the Gulf countries are also concerned. Because remember, in the last few days, the attacks have only escalated. In the last 24 hours, there have been attacks on Kuwait, on Bahrain as well. And now in the latest, we are learning that UAE Defence Ministry has confirmed engagement. There was a loud sound of the blast as well. Let me go across to my colleague Mayank, who's been tracking all the details. Mayank, as we were talking about this earlier, many people want to know why are the Gulf countries coming under attack, because Iran on one hand is saying that any of the countries in and around that area which is hosting the US bases, it will come under attack. But in the last 24 hours, there have been several attacks in Kuwait, in Bahrain. Baku refinery was attacked there. And now we are learning UAE has been attacked once again. Tell us the reason.
One term which by now our viewers would have already got to understand or must be hearing repeatedly is air defenses. And in this case, what we heard of is the missiles which were fired from Iran's side were intercepted by the air defenses, but some of them which fell on ground, or the debris, when once missile is hit in the air, it also falls on ground and creates an impact. That could be blast also, that could be destruction also, and that has been happening. What happens during war, and in this case also that's quite normal, is that every side tries to hit the military or the bases or the infrastructure which is used by the militaries of the countries which are attacking the other country. In this case, Iran had been announcing and has been trying to aim and fire the missiles on the infrastructure which is said to be used by the US military. US military has lots of bases in this area, and as we had been talking about, the bases include the naval bases, air force bases, and logistic and administrative bases also of the US, and they are spread in that entire region. So what you hear is actually Kuwait, as you had already talked about, Kuwait, Bahrain in this case, and UAE. So Iran has been saying that any infrastructure, even if it is a civilian infrastructure but is being used by the US forces, will be struck or will be aimed at by Iran. And in few cases, Iran had been saying that hotels were being used by the soldiers of the US. That's why they had struck those hotels also. So what you see is actually on one side, the US and Israel had been striking over and destroying the infrastructure which they said were either military or were being used for congregation, planning military operations, or as command and control centers. And same happens from the Iran side also. They are also aiming at all those infrastructures which they say and claim to be used by the enemy side, in this case the US and Israel, for planning or launching operations against them. So this is what is happening, and this seems to be continuing, and Iran has been deploying and launching missiles on those areas.
Absolutely, and attacks on the Gulf countries continue. Stay on with us. We have another breaking update coming in. Another Gulf country that has now come under attack. Missile and drones have targeted Kuwait once again. Air defense system, they are engaging with the threat. Interception is currently underway. Explosion, we are learning, are linked to the defense action. And in fact, we will also take you through the public advisory that has been issued by Kuwait. But let me tell you more about why Kuwait has come under attack. Oil and refinery sites, power, water, central infra in the last 1 month has come under attack as far as Kuwait is concerned. Many attacks in the last 24 hours. We'll continue to get you more details as far as day 38 of the war is concerned. The bombing continues, attacks and the counter-attack also continue as far as the war is concerned. With this, a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.